Okay, I'm excited to do this video for you today. Today I'm going to be reviewing the ENYA X4 Pro, which is a carbon fiber guitar. Now, for hundreds of years, maybe even thousands of years, guitars and the ancestors of guitars, you know, lutes and mandolins and God knows what else, they've been made out of wood. And the idea that we can now, in 2022, make a guitar out of carbon fiber, it's kind of wild to me. I've got to say, if I'm being honest, I'm going into this in a pretty skeptical sort of frame of mind. I don't really like the idea of a carbon fiber guitar, but I will accept that I'm intrigued. And I'm interested in how a carbon fiber guitar sounds and how it feels. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to split this video into 3 sections. The first part will be about the design, how the guitar looks. The second part will be about the sound, how the guitar actually sounds, what's the qualities of it acoustically and also amplified. And the last part of the video will be about how it feels, the actual experience of relating to this instrument while you're playing it. I hope that sounds fun to you. It certainly does to me. I'm excited to dive in and try it out. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to look at the design of the guitar. Okay, here it is, a carbon fiber guitar. And I've got to say, I think it looks incredible. It really looks really striking and modern. And these hexagons kind of look like a sort of digital snake skin. I think it's a really attractive guitar. I love that the sound hole is over to the side. I think that makes it look kind of unique and modern and interesting. From behind, it has a slightly different finish. It's more of a matte kind of, but it feels really premium. You know, like if Elon Musk was making a guitar for astronauts to take to Mars, it would probably look something like this. I like the tuners, although I wish they weren't gold. I think if they were kind of platinum or chrome, it would look a bit more modern. I hate the fact that there's little stickers on the back. Okay, it's no big deal, you can take them off, but come on guys, it's a $1,000 guitar. Yeah, I wish the hardware was chrome instead of that gold, similar around the sound hole. I love the cutaway. I like having access to those high frets. Yeah, I think from a design point of view, I think this guitar looks brilliant. The electrics are cool and feel kind of premium and well made. Okay, so from a design point of view, this guitar has won me over, but let's get to the important stuff. How does it sound and how does it feel? Okay, let's hear how this thing sounds. Over here so the microphone picks it up nice and clear for you, because the sound hole's in this slightly weird position. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so my take on how this guitar sounds, I think it sounds like an above average quality normal acoustic guitar, which I think is pretty incredible considering it's made of, you know, completely different materials. I don't think it's as good as, in terms of its acoustic qualities, as a high-end, you know, wooden acoustic guitar. I've got a big Dreadnought guitar at home. I was playing this back to back with it last night, and the wooden guitar definitely had more warmth and resonance. There's no doubt about that in my mind. However, this guitar does not sound bad. Yeah, it's great. I think the quality of the sound from this is as good as many acoustic guitars, wooden acoustic guitars that I've played. Also, you have to remember, this guitar is completely resistant to humidity or temperature changes, which is a huge deal. you know, for certain players in certain parts of the world. So purely in terms of sound, acoustically, I'm happy with this. I think the design of the guitar is fabulous. I think the sound of the guitar is good. But now, of course, we need to hear the guitar amplified, check out its electronics, see how it sounds when it's actually plugged in. Okay, so straight away, I think as soon as you plug this guitar in, it really comes alive, I think. Got some lovely, lovely tones to it. I really like it. I think it's really well balanced. Okay, so right now on the guitar, I've got a mic blend, a volume, a tone, and then there's also some onboard effects. Now, as you guys know, I kind of hate onboard effects. They generally aren't that good. But on this guitar, I think I want to show them to you at least, because I think if you're in a situation where for some reason you didn't have any effects or pedals or anything at your disposal, then I think the reverb on here is pretty cool. So what we've got here is we have a room and a hall reverb that we can alternate on. It was off when we were just playing a moment ago. Everything's off, everything's set to, both of the effects are off, volume was on full, tone and the mic blend were both set at noon. So now if I add a bit of room reverb, you can hear how that sounds. And if you want to dial it up even higher, then you've got hall reverb, so we can make it much bigger. I think that's okay. I mean, it's not the best reverb in the world by any means, but like I said, if you're in a situation where you didn't have access to normal reverbs, then I think it's nice to have the option of adding a little. Personally, I would just leave them off and use a separate reverb pedal. Then we have some chorus, which again, generally I hate chorus. It doesn't really work for me a lot of the time, but I want to just let you know how that sounds. And then we have some delay. So if you want to get, you know, Dave Gilmore-y. And I guess, like I say, just if you're in a situation where you don't have access to your normal effects, then it is cool that there's some effects on there. Personally, I would probably leave them off and maybe just add a little bit of room reverb. I just find that to be a bit more tasteful. Okay, super quick. I always forget to say this. If you enjoy what we do here, head over to the website, nationalguitaracademy.com. There's hundreds of free guitar lessons on there, videos, song sheets, song tutorials, chord tutorials, everything you could possibly want to become a better guitarist. Head over there and check it out, nationalguitaracademy.com. Now, we've played lots of kind of, you know, chordal, tony stuff. Let's see how it sounds if we get stuck into the guitar a little bit more. I've turned the reverb off because it's going to get a bit too mushy otherwise. So I think when you really sort of give it a bit of welly like that, I don't think it sounds as good amplified. But I do think that when it's acoustic, you can get stuck into it a bit more like that. When you play amplified, I don't think it takes that when you kind of beat it up. But to be fair, I don't think that's unique to this guitar. I think lots of guitars, when you amplify them, I struggle to get a good tone from them if you're getting stuck into it and doing something that's a bit more percussive, you know, where you're kind of hitting the guitar almost like a drum. That always sounds better to me acoustically mic'd up than it ever does where you have those kind of sensitive, you know, piezo or pressure-based pickups where you start beating the guitar up at all and it all gets a bit mad. It starts to pop out and you get, you know, spikes in the gain and it starts to sound a bit messy. But like I said, that's hardly unique to this guitar. Most acoustic guitars, most electroacoustic guitars are the same way. In terms of feel, when you play this guitar, to me, it lacks a little warmth. It feels like it's unyielding compared to a wooden acoustic guitar, which I know wood doesn't necessarily yield when you're playing it, but this one just kind of feels, I don't know, stronger somehow and a bit more resistant to how you're playing it. I think you just, in terms of how you relate to this guitar, you need to switch gears. Now initially when I started playing it, it did feel quite off-putting to me, that just the feel of it. It's quite cold to the touch compared to wood, which felt a bit weird. And like I said, I just felt like the guitar was kind of more rigid than a wooden guitar. Kind of weird to say that now I actually vocalize it, but that is how it felt. But to counter that, what I would say is that after a day or so of playing this guitar, it stopped feeling that way to me and I got used to it. A couple of other points for me, the action was a little bit too high, you know, as you were moving up to the cutaway section, you know, the sort of 12th, 14th frets. It's a little bit too bouncy for me there. I think they do make the guitars that way on purpose. They add an up bow to the neck to give you a bit more room at the top end, but to me, it was just a little bit too high. I'm not sure how you would adjust this guitar. It doesn't have a truss rod. It has like an aluminium rod, I think, running down it for strength. But I don't actually know if that can be adjusted. If it can, that would be pretty cool because you could just even out that little bit of where there's too much relief higher up the neck. The overall experience of playing this guitar is basically, you can summarize it by saying it's a bit weird at first, but that feeling goes away very quickly. The revelation of this guitar for me is the location of the sound hole. So purely in terms of feel, when you play this guitar, the fact that the sound hole is closer to you, it makes a huge difference. And when you play it, you feel a little bit closer to the music, which I really, really love. So as you guys know, when it comes to guitars, I'm a romantic soul. I like to feel connected to the instrument. And even though when you pick this guitar up and start playing it initially, you definitely don't feel connected to it, the fact that this sound hole is here draws you into the music. And in a lot of ways for me, it kind of offsets that feeling, that lack of connection that you get from this kind of cold, you know, man-made carbon fiber guitar. Having the music, the actual, you know, that's what we're doing this for. The actual audio waves being close to your ears, that feels really cool. And you can hear some extra depth to the music, which I really, really enjoyed. So as you can see, my sort of overall feelings of this guitar are kind of mixed. You know, there's some bits that I don't like, there's some bits that I do like. And just to wrap this up, you know, one of the points I wanted to make loud and clear in this video is that, you know, like, these guys are trying something new, you know, and I really, really respect that. I admire that. We can't just do what we've always done in the past and just make the same guitars over and over. I think it's very cool that they're trying something new here. For me, this guitar will be brilliant for somebody who is traveling a lot and maybe has some challenges with tuner stability, whether that's due to humidity or temperature fluctuations or whatever it may be. I think this guitar is really well suited to fingerstyle guitar. Don't think it's that suited to percussive styles. If you treat this guitar kind of gently and in a more precise way, it really rewards you. I think this would be a great guitar to track with in the studio. It's articulate, it's clean, it's precise, but it's not really, it certainly isn't a campfire guitar or a knockabout guitar, or like I say, for doing any big percussive styles. That's really not where it shines at all. So overall, for the X4 Pro from ENYA, I'd probably give this guitar about 7 or 8 out of 10. You know, it's good, and I'm really pleased to have had the experience. You know, like, ENYA didn't pay for this video, by the way, but they did send us the guitar to check out, and I'm very grateful that they did, because it was intriguing to try something new in this way. If you get the chance to check out a carbon fiber guitar, please do so. Check out the links in the description to learn more about this guitar. Hope you've enjoyed this video. It was fun to do another guitar review. I haven't done many of them so far. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.